top of the morning, or afternoon, or evening, whichever time I choose to upload this video and whichever time you may view it. Those few of you out there that will, hopefully, if you do view it, you'll like and subscribe. But if you're new to the channel, or if you're not new to the channel, which, again, that might be 5 or 6 of you, you're speaking with a... Sorry, just been one of those days. Speaking with the Skyway Corsair, and you've gone head and shoulders, knees and toes, deep into the abyss that we like to call staring beyond the wall. So, boy, oh boy, I've recorded 2 videos, right? One of them was like 40 minutes long. The other one ended up being like, well, it was 2 videos because I had to splice them together. 33 minutes long. I'm trying to make something much shorter today. I think there was some content in both that was definitely some salvageable content, but overall, more of my typical meandering through shit and of course bitching. That's what we do here. We bitch a lot. But I think it's justified. Right? So let's see. Let's do our personal update and then we'll kind of transition. But we'll make it quick today because I just getting to that point, boys and girls, where I'm so fucking fed up with this shit. Not with you guys, just with this whole fucking game. This false reality, the social construct that is society. I'm so fucking fed up with it. So, let's see. If you're new to the channel, quick introduction that I despise capitalism, and I have now decided to officially proclaim that I am now a commie. Yep, I'm a dirty commie. Okay? And if you are offended by that, or if you think that a communist means that I'm a fascist, or that I want a society based around authoritarianism or dictatorship, well, you're stupid. I don't want to say you're stupid, but you're ignorant, and you need to go study history and study what these terms actually mean, and realize that you need to break out of the indoctrination, right? You need to realize that you've been fed capitalistic bullshit propaganda your whole life, and that communism is not what Soviet Russia was. It is not what you see in today's China, right? It is not something that's ever been actually practiced, right? It's been used as a banner to gather folks, draw in support, and then it's just been hijacked by, well, people who want to be, dictators. That's just, or, this complete centralized of power, and not being something where it's like, oh yeah, we are, it really is the workers who are going to own the means of production, and the workers are, we're striving for a moneyless, and classless society. No, right? That's not what happened in those regimes, and that's not what's happening today. It's still class warfare across the board, right? True communism, we don't believe in class, right? We are striving for a moneyless society and an equal society, in a classless society. So, yeah, go study. And you also should be aware that, being that I'm an anti-capitalist, I, recognize that, going out there and working some job, it's, 99% of the jobs out there, and especially in today's United States of America, well, it's wage slavery. It's wage slavery, right? Now, with all that being said, does that mean I'm a lazy piece of shit who doesn't want to do anything? No. No. In fact, I've been working since I was 17, right? And I'm now almost 37. So 20 years of working, right? Many, many, many types of jobs too. And I recognize that I can't change the world overnight. So I have to still play the game. I still have to find a way to operate within this bullshit society. So, my kids can eat and they can have a place to live, right? Because, yeah, I've got kids. Got kids. And guess what? Two of them, because I got four, two of them, they live with me full time. And check it out. There is no mom. It's just old Skyway here. But I'm sure there are folks out there that would say I'm a lazy bum, especially once they hear that the word commie, and they want to be like, oh man, a commie, yeah. But oh man, this guy just wants to get everything handed to him. And again, they have no concept of what any of these terms actually mean, But yeah, being a full-time dad, full-time single dad, and taking care of oneself physically. So I work out. That is that, man, you can't get any more lazy and bum like, right, than a single dad who does everything he can to take care of his kids and takes care of the home that they currently live in, and takes care of himself physically, runs and lifts weights and all that kind of thing, and trains. Yeah, it's just laziness, it's pure laziness. So anyhow, we're already at 7 minutes. Let's just keep going. Despite that, we had to play in this system. Well, one thing about this system at this stage is you find that nepotism plays a big role. And if you want to get a decent paying job, because we know that most jobs don't actually pay a living wage, but a decent paying job, you can have tons of experience, even if it's just like an entry-level job. Or you got to know somebody. And guess what? Old Skyway doesn't know anybody. Had an interview at a place that would have worked old Skyway here to death. Despite, it's this is how it is apparently, right? It's like you either need to work 13 different jobs, or you need to find a job that is in a factory or something like this was, and will work you all hours of the day, because you constantly are shifting through a first shift, a second shift, and a third shift. You work all day. One day you'll work 8 to 4, another, that you'll work that for a week or 6 days, I should say. Maybe get 2 days off, but that's up in the air right now, because it seems like they're struggling to keep people. I wonder why, right? And they're doing what most companies are doing, cutting costs. I'm sure they're looking for ways to figure out how they can implement AI into cutting down their workforce even more. But then they expect the same level of productivity out of you. Yeah. You know how it goes. And so, yeah, you work the first shift for 6 days, maybe get 2 days off, maybe not. Maybe just keep working and working and working. And, another 6 days, you got the second shift. Another 6 days, you got the third shift, right? Doesn't really leave much room. It's not very conducive to the lifestyle of a single dad who again has to take care of his 2 kids himself, and who can't afford childcare, because everything in this country, everything in the United States, costs a fucking fortune. Whether it's food, childcare, gas, you name it. your utilities, and those are just going to keep on going up. All those things are just going to keep on going up, aren't they? But you know what? We were willing to do it. Hey, we're a lazy bum. We were willing to do it, though. But alas, nepotism. Couldn't get the job. And there's something I want to, because I feel like I have not been fully transparent with you guys, and I want to do that. And I said I would never lie to you, and I don't think I've lied. I just haven't been fully transparent. Your boy here is a convicted felon. I say convicted because I pled guilty as a part of a plea deal because I'm poor and I couldn't afford, like an actual lawyer, and I had to take a court-appointed lawyer, and we know they don't do really much work for you. They're just trying to get through the system as quick as possible, get through their cases. And you wonder, and you may ask, Skyway, what did you do? My God, you're a monster. Never had a prior, haven't had anything since. Was never arrested prior to this. And I'm not trying to excuse my behavior. I definitely could have walked away from it. But when your child is endangered, sometimes you react. I don't feel like I need to go into the details. If you think that I do, leave a comment and I can go over it with you. And again, I'm going to be honest. Yes, I wasn't fully transparent, but given the state of things, given the fact that we have a convicted felon as the president of the United States right now, given the levels of corruption and just greed and just total neglect and disregard for, our fellow man that we see just being perpetrated by the 1%, the billionaires, the tech bros. Why the fuck should I, why am I? Why should I feel like I have to fucking be, hey, this is playing a part in me, because it shouldn't. See, that's the thing. I'm not a bad guy. You can judge me. I don't really care at this point. I know what I am. I know who I am. My just to give you an idea, my two oldest kids that live with me, and the two that have no mom. Well, once upon a time they did have a mom before she decided to into the wind. She used to put her hands on me all the time. Now she couldn't hurt me, but she did. She punched me. Tried to choke me. All kinds of interesting things. Never laid a hand on her. Ever laid a hand on her. I had other times when I've had people put hands on me. People that pose no real threat to me. I don't do anything. I just kind of laugh it off. Maybe that's not the best course of action either, to laugh at when these things are occurring. But was usually my reaction to things. A way of channeling, anger, maybe. But the difference with this particular situation that got me where I am is it wasn't me that was under threat, it was my child. So I don't think I need to go too much more into that. But that has not helped my situation. But here is the thing, right? If you've seen any of my videos before, that's not just that in and of itself. It's like, okay, if this wasn't playing a part in me getting a job, and I could go get a job at Walmart, because just to let you know, Walmart won't hire me because of this, right? You can be the president of the United States, but you can't work at Walmart. But these videos would still be there, right? Because it still stands my point that we, the workers, the working poor, whether you're working at Walmart or wherever, you're not getting a fair share of what these companies, these corporations are raking in, and you're just working just to get by, right? That's all we want. That's not all we want here at Steering Wheel on the Wall. But we'd like just have a chance to do that for right now as we try to put other things together, right? Our main thing being that we want to galvanize our fellow workers into standing up and saying enough is enough. Because this has been going on for many, many years now. It's not just Donald Trump and his administration and the tech bros, but they are accelerating the situation. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, I thought I would kind of, go into that a little bit today because I had an interview at a job that went well. Again, not a glamorous job whatsoever at a retail place. But once I let them know, hey, I do have this, can't work here. Like what? Why? Oh my gosh, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. And I still have, my. If you're new to the channel, we may be without a place to live soon. I've taken some action to try to rectify that situation. But our landlord's going to continue to put pressure on us. And it's crazy because, despite all my issues with the way that this system works, the way that we worship something that we just made up. I mean, but money, currency, do you realize that that's just a manifestation of our greed as a species? Just a manifestation of our greed. Money isn't real. It's not part of the natural world. We just conjured it up. Poof. And especially now, where so much of the money, this made-up thing, doesn't even have anything like that's actually tangible or real, like physical, to support it. It's not like gold or something. Boy. But that's the central point, right? That is everything in our beautiful consumer-based capitalistic hellscape of a society, right? Something we just made up. So, I don't know, guys. I don't know anymore. I really don't. In the sense of, what's it going to take? What's it going to take? I'm not the only one out there, right? I'm not the only one out there that's struggling, but I'm also not the only one out there that recognizes just a fucking sham this whole thing is. Our whole society is nothing but a fucking house of cards. The American dream maybe, had some validity for like maybe a 25, 30 year, time span. Maybe 1940, 1946 to 1979, maybe. Since then, and remember when communism was thrown down, whenever communism was defeated, the fall of the Soviet Union. Do you remember that? And how, that was going to be the end of history. Nothing but green fields and blue skies ahead. Just progress. And everyone was going to just live the high life. And just 30 some odd years later, and yeah, sure, for a small percentage, and we're talking a microscopic percentage of us, it's the high life, right? It's the high life. The trickle-down economics. Thanks a lot, Reagan. Do you guys realize that history is not just a fucking class that you take in school just to learn boring facts? Did you know that? Did you know that those things that you learned, or they try to, somebody maybe you were lucky enough to actually have a good history teacher, like I had a few of them, and they did try to teach you. Maybe you didn't learn it. But those things actually happened, right? And there's lessons to be learned there. But it's also very important to remember, again, it's not just a fucking class that you were to take in school. And history doesn't just end. All it is us recording what has happened in the past, recording what has happened, what happens in our society, right? It's still happening. It's still happening. Wake up. Recency bias. Oh man, this could never happen here. Oh, this isn't, again, how just continue to feed me more, capitalistic propaganda. I've been eating it up for the last 30, 40 fucking years. America's the greatest fucking country in the world. Freedom. How much freedom do you really have? How often are you doing something these days that isn't all about what society has told you to do, right? And then also isn't centered on trying to find ways to make money? Or how often are you doing something where you're trying to have a good time, you're trying to do you're trying to live your life, and you feel guilt because you're not. It's like, man, I could be spending this time doing XYZ to try to, bring in more money, to have more income, how to side hustle. What the fuck is this shit? Dude, what kind of fucking life is this? Right? Again, like, I don't know what most of you believe, but, this rock isn't the only rock, right? Space is real, and there's a whole lot of other fucking rocks like this one. A lot of other stars too. It's not just the sun, and the sun's not some sort of I don't know what you flat earthers believe. It's like a spotlight or something. What the fuck knows? God's up there shining a spotlight down on you. Yeah, big wizard in the sky with a big beard and shit. I don't fucking know, dude. Oh, and that's another thing. You realize this. I hate to break it to you, but this life, this existence, isn't some sort of staging ground for the next one, for eternal bliss. This is all we got. All we know for sure is this right here. And what the fuck are we doing, allowing ourselves to be manipulated and beaten down? Every opportunity and every amount of wealth stolen from us, right? What are we doing? I wanted to make this, some videos about other things, right? About more fun things, more interesting things. But the world just won't allow it, will it? Right? I mean, what the fuck is going on? Here we are talking, we got like talks of more, like a war with Venezuela, and again, here in the United States, we like to pretend like, things that are happening in Sudan or Ukraine or Gaza aren't like, that's over there. That has nothing to do with me. Or they just don't think about it, or they know nothing about it because folks here are just so caught up in their day to day, right? Or they're being distracted by fucking some sort of sporting event, distracted by this fucking, musician dating this other musician, distracted by what the fuck's, the new special on Netflix or Hulu. This isn't no fucking type of, I don't know. Life has never been easy, right, for humans. And we've once we got to a certain point in our evolutionary history and we, the dawn of civilization, right? And we've been brutal to each other. And it's been and if you weren't somebody that was born into a high position, high class, higher class, you were a peasant, like myself, like many of you are out there right now. That's what we are. We're peasants, right? We're fucking peasants. But we're on our way to serfdom here soon, right? or we're just on our way to just being wiped off the fucking face of the earth, period. If some of these tech fucking oligarch pieces of shit were to get their way, man, forget conspiracies, fucking theories. I mean, these motherfuckers are blatantly telling you. Like, if they haven't said it, like, in those exact words, their actions, you can read it in their actions. I mean, AI, I loved it. I think AI could be something that could benefit us all, but they're not going to allow that. They already weaponize it. They're going to further weaponize it, and any benefits that do come from AI, they're going to be the ones that reap all of it. They're going to steal your data. They're going to use AI to I mean, which they already do, to manipulate your thoughts and your actions, steal your information, steal your intellectual property, benefit from it themselves while you lose your job, start living in your van down by the river. I don't know. It's been a meandering rant-filled fucking monologue again. I understand that. That's what we do here. I'm the Skyway Corsair, and I'm just trying to do my part to fucking get you people to fucking, people want to talk about waking up. And again, that was like a lot of these, so much I would hear from these conspiracy theorists, or these fucking, bigots, people who blame the Jews for everything. The fuck? Crazy fucking shit like that, they would, yeah, man, you gotta wake up. You gotta, man, motherfuckers, you guys have gotta wake up. And the rest of you who, like, holy shit. This is real, guys. And this shit is not going to fix itself. We're not going to vote our way out of this shit. People in other countries, I mean, in Europe and stuff, I mean, there are different, better places to live than the United States, but I know that there's shit going down in different countries, And what kills me, too, is how, we seemingly just don't, like, people like to villainize, different peoples. Villainize the Chinese is very popular right now. You do realize that not all the fucking Chinese people, everybody that lives in China, like, has some, like, hates America, or has, nothing but, they're all sitting, rubbing their hands together, twirling in their mustache and shit. That's not going on. You realize that, like, it's these leaders of these countries and these corporations, which that's where the power lies for the most part, right? Especially here in what is just a giant corporation itself, a conglomerate of corporations in the United States. These people with all this fucking power, that's what this, any kind of fucking conflict is just them having conflict with one another, right? That's not us. They don't represent us. They don't represent me. China's leaders don't represent them. And the list goes on. Russia. We're letting, like, a small percentage of the population fucking, control and manipulate the events for our entire species. Now, you could say, Skyway Corsair, look at history, and yes, this has kind of been, that's been what has happened throughout history, right? And of course, there has been revolution, many revolutions at times. But a lot of times they end up not, they may fix one thing, but then something else comes up and kind of go in cycles. History is pretty cyclical, right? So what do we do? Do we just continue to bitch here on YouTube? I mean, I'm pretty isolated. I don't know about you. But here's the thing, though. I don't want to be isolated. I want to, I have an idea of building, like, alliances through this platform here with like-minded content creators. Maybe that's a fantasy of mine. Pipe dream. But I think it can be done. Because there needs to be organization. There needs to be some level of unity, coming together. It's not going to be all of us because we're not going to be able to save all those who have been indoctrinated for decades, like my landlord, who told me I should move to Cuba the other day because apparently she still thinks it's 1962. The Cuban Missile Crisis just happened. So listen. You see the video, like, subscribe. You like something I said? I mean, nothing I said was profound. Nothing I said that I've shared with you today has been, something that someone else hasn't already thought of. But maybe it's my attitude. Maybe it's my delivery. Maybe something just sticks out to you. Share the video. Like, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment. You're looking to make a difference? Are you tired of just sitting here like in doom scrolling? You want to actually do something? Reach out to me. We've got to do something here. And just in case, YouTube and the AI overlords, the algorithm, we're not advocating for violence here. We're not advocating for bloody revolution. That's not what we're advocating for. So don't come after us, YouTube admins. We want change though, because we want to live a life that's worth living. Stop living in this dystopian fantasy world. It's been a fantasy world. It's been a societal construct. So many of the things this life that we exist within. But now there's always been problems. But we are getting to a point where, technologically speaking, like, instead of the technology having benefited us all, having been like, we got so far and we could sit there, we could take a step back and say, hey, we got so far, we can put so many of our of the negative qualities of our of what we've done to each other and what we've done to the planet. We can put these things to the side. We can grow. We can actually strive for some kind of global unity in which all people share and can live happily. No. Greed has never left us. Death and destruction, causing death and destruction. Nope. We got to keep doing that because that's our oldest pastime. So, all right, I'm done with my my rambling for today. I will post this video full 33 minutes. Don't give a shit. We didn't get there. We definitely didn't get there, did we? Looking for a shorter video, but I don't give a shit. I'm fed up. I'm tired. I never know what's going on. Like, I have no level, there's no level of security, no level of comfort, no level of any of that. I never know what's going to happen. I never know what's coming. I can't, I can't build the kind of life I want for my kids. And again, if you have an issue with what I shared with you today, that's fine. But I do strongly urge you to put it in the comments, though, because we can have a conversation about it, right? It doesn't have to be a hateful conversation either, but we can have a conversation. All right, I'm gonna get off here. I got stuff to do. I don't know what, because again, hey, it's in my mind. You gotta fucking make money. Gotta make money. Gotta make money. Gotta make money. Like, even though I'm tired and I want to just take a second because I've been busy this morning. Again, went to a job interview that just fell apart. Had made a mistake. Thought my kids had a dentist appointment this morning. Turns out they have one tomorrow. Got the days mixed up. That's because I'm scattered in the fucking wind. Because I'm still trying to do all these obligations, like all my responsibilities and obligations. Take care of, my kids, take care of myself. while under the threat of not having a home. I love it. Oh boy, that's the American dream now, right? I guess maybe it beats, like, it's like, okay, we aren't living in a car yet or living in a van yet, so the new American dream is, just str- fucking battling it out and struggling and stressing to the max and just hoping against hope that you can stay where you're at, right? That's it. You know, never going to own anything, just going to keep on renting, paying a subscription. Yeah, fucking everything's monetized, dude. Think about how fucking monetized. Think about, just like, this might resonate with some of you. Think about gaming. Think about gaming for a second. Like, I don't game that much anymore at all. I play like one game, and the game I play is like 21 years old. Rome Total War. Shout out to, or Medieval 2 Total War. So I play a modification of it right now, Medieval 2. Shout out to those, the Europa Barbarorum crowd out there. It's a great mod. But yeah, I play that at night when I can. And just I couldn't afford to play gaming now. Holy fucking shit! Everything is a subscription. Now, you got cars out there. Like, different features of your car are now becoming like a subscription. What the fuck? Oh, you just you'll never own anything. You'll never own anything. Holy shit! Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. All right, this is the Skyway Corsair. Uh, if you watch this and made it this far, I appreciate you. Love you. Take it easy. Um, Try not to stress too much. And I know it's hard because I stress all the time. But try to have a. Sometimes all you can do is just kind of laugh at the absurdity of it all. But you've been watching Staring Beyond the Wall. And until next time, peace be upon you.